is Synoptic Synopsis with Bo.
Josh.
Chris.
Luke Lauren.
Alrighty, boys. How we doing today?
Good.
Pretty decent.
Pretty yeah.
Good to hear. Alrighty, well, let's just hop right into this. So, we're going to start off here with Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 through 16. It's one of many similes that Jesus spoke of. It is the similes of salt and light. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt loses its taste, with what can it be seasoned? It is no longer good for anything but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. And for me, to tie this into the modern world, if salt is good because it adds flavor, then it is useless if we keep it inside or it loses flavor. So if we have talents and we don't share them with the people around us or make good of them, then it's useless to have them in the first place.
Yeah, I feel that, and a lot of people, like, in this modern day, I feel like just, like, be quiet and don't want to be heard because they're scared of other people's opinions, and I think it's a big problem.
Yeah, and I really think that people should show themselves more because the more you show yourself, the more interesting you'll be and the more you can bring to the world.
Yeah, you just got to share your opinion on things, you know. You got to just not be quiet all the time and not, like, really care, like, what people think of you.
Yeah, opinions are a really big thing, especially in the modern day. So really being sure to speak your ideas and make sure other people know how you feel is a good way to stay relevant, I guess.
Moving on.
Okay, so I'm going to read you a little excerpt from Matthew chapter 5, verse 22 through 26. Okay, so here it is. But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Rakah, will be answerable to the Sanhedrin, and whoever says, you fool, will be liable to fiery Gehenna. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there recall that your brother has anything against you, leave your gift there at the altar. Go first and be reconciled with your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Settle with your opponent quickly while on the way to court with him. Otherwise, your opponent will hand you over to the judge, and the judge will hand you over to the guard, and you will be thrown into prison. Amen, I say to you, you will not be released until you have paid the last penny. So for me, this is basically saying that you should forgive people, you should love people, show the genuine love you would show like your brother. And these types of things that we do, so like, the little arguments don't really matter that much, but can be huge if you bring them to the level of which they can become a problem. And that's all that Jesus is really saying here, that you should love your brother, you should not try to start instigations or continue the instigation. And like, I can go for a personal experience here where, I have a younger brother, and it is really hard sometimes to always get along with him. But if I don't love him or show him that love, it's difficult for me to show it to my other family members. It's difficult to establish that well-thought-out relationship. And it'll probably be like a time in the future where I really need my brother, and he's not there for me because I wasn't there for him or something has happened. So, like, I think you should just love one another, show that common respect.
Yeah, I also feel like if you're, like, mean to someone, you're only going to regret it. And if you're nice to someone, like, nobody's regretted being nice to someone. Nobody does that.
Yeah, and, if you're mean to someone, you really could, like, mess up a relationship, honestly. Like, if you, like, depending on what you say. So, like, honestly, just be nice. Do what Jesus said, I guess.
Yeah, and I think also in this it talks about how if you have a sacrifice to the altar, or at the altar, sorry, and you have not made up with your brother, then there's no point in sacrificing to the Lord if you're not made up with your brother. So just like make sure that across the board you're nice to everyone you meet, even if you don't know them, because you don't know what that person's going through. And if you stay nice to everybody, God will be happy with that, not just a sacrifice.
And to also keep this section not as boring, it's also good advice for like talking to girls, because no girl really likes someone that's mean. I mean, you may think that at first, but it eventually gets annoying and they eventually lose interest. So you can maybe start off slow. You don't want to be like overloading with nice things, because then they're not going to like that, because you might be overprotective. So just like be nice as you would be with like one of your friends.
Yeah. On that topic, don't say, like Bo said, like just don't say too many. Like you can say a mean thing every now and then, but like take it as like a joke. I mean, don't like go like so far that you're like actually hurting their feelings or whatever.
Yeah, also like maybe the same topic, that like one like subtle compliment will go a lot further than 17 compliments, because one subtle compliment is sincere, but if you do a lot, it becomes insincere, and they can't really tell that you're being true, I guess.
And that was coming from 3 ladies men, so I would take that advice. You don't know how maybe someone's going through a really rough day, or maybe, they don't want to talk to anyone, and although you might not get along with them, a little compliment can go a long way to help them. You might have prevented them from doing something that they would regret, doing something that you would regret. You are really helping someone when you do that.
Yeah. So I'm going to read you another little passage from Matthew, verse 38 through 42. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, offer no resistance to one who is evil. When someone strikes you on your right cheek, turn the other one to him as well. If anyone wants to go to law with you over your tunic, hand him your cloak as well. Should anyone press you into service for 1 mile, go with him for 2 miles. Give to the one who asks of you, and do not turn your back. So, honestly, what I think on that passage, basically what Jesus is saying there is, if, like when he says strike you on your cheek, turn the other, it means like don't really like fight back, I guess. It's basically saying like it's basically saying be more like a brother to him, I guess. Don't retaliate. Just like it will just make things worse, I guess, if you retaliate.
Yeah, there's always a better way to solve a problem than conflict. Should never be, conflict is good because it causes change. Violence is never the option.
Yeah.
There's always a way, there's always compromise. Violence is the enemy of compromise, I guess, because it causes no change, and it just causes more people to be hurt and more issues later down the road.
And this goes with like the teaching of anger. Your anger is okay. What you choose to do with it can be good or bad. So if you choose to hurt somebody because you're angry, that is a wrong way to handle that anger, and you are retaliating. And I think you should leave retaliation up to the up to like God and stuff. Like they might have done something bad to you, but karma's coming for them, and you don't have to do anything to that. You just have to know and hope they learn from it, and they'll get their punishment in the end.
Yeah, I also like hear this a lot in modern day. Like you gotta get your get back, like go back, but like all it leads to is just back and forth, and that's just gonna get like worse and worse every single time something happens. So you just gotta end it, and like forgiveness is a big thing, and yeah, just be like a brother to them.
That also includes your words. If someone curses you out, you wouldn't want to respond with more harsh language. What you should do in a situation like that is de-escalate the situation rather than turning to violent words, violent actions. Controlling the anger is much better than letting it out in one very violent burst.
Also, you never know. Maybe there's an adult right behind y'all, and you happen to say a word that the adult hears you say it, although the other person said it first. So just like think about what you're doing before you do it, and think about the effects it might have on you or that other person.
Yeah, two wrongs does not make a right, at all.
Alrighty, well, I think it's time for Bo's Beatitudes.
Come on over, Bo.
Okay, we're on the hottest section of the podcast, where I'm gonna just pick a few beatitudes cover, or I'll probably read them out all. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the land. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So I think some big ones are, blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. So, like, it's kind of going back to, like, what they give out. Like, what you give out, you receive. And then, blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God. So if you have, like, a clean heart, if you are forgiving everybody and you're not holding anything in your heart, that you will see God. And blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the land.
Okay, so that concludes Bo's Beatitudes. So this is Synoptic Synopsis. We are signing out. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Yeah, bye. I think we went a little over.
How much? Wait. Oh, over by how much?
Like 30 seconds.
Oh, that's fine. That's a 30. I'm gonna ask for a 30-second grace period. If it's fine. I'm gonna fry. Did we do anything right? Wrong. Okay, so now what do we do? Would you stop recording?
Yeah.
Okay. That was kind of awkward. Get out of here. I know, but you still gotta wait. What? Get out.